Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie. I am the Introverted Reader, back in same position, same t-shirt, because that's who I am as a person. But yeah, I am here to wrap up the month of August. August was a pretty good, decent enough reading month. I got 5 books read, which I'm very happy about. Although sadly we did have 2 DNFs, which is a little bit sad, but you know, it is what it is. But yes, but what I still am currently reading, Misrule by Heather Walter. I'm listening to this on audio, and I'm pretty far in. You know, I don't have that. I mean, I'm nearing the 300-page mark, which is great. And this is the sequel to Malice by Heather Walter. It's a sapphic sort of retelling of the tale of Briar Rose or Sleeping Beauty or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. But I'll talk about this a little bit more, you know, my feelings and whatnot about it in my wrap up at the end of September. How is it nearly September already? I can't even. Readathon starts on Thursday. Thank you to everybody that has watched the announcement video and everything. So I'm very excited for that to start. But anyway, let's get the 2 DNFs out of the way first. The first book that I DNF'd was Book of Night by Holly Black. This was originally going to be our Introverted Reader book club pick for the month of August. Twitter picked this for me. I didn't pick this for myself because I put out a poll every month and I say, here, what book do you guys want us to read and review? And this was chosen. I got, how far did I get? Like 67. Hold on, let me see. I got 66 pages into this book and it felt like trudging through mud. Honestly, reading this book was like pulling teeth. Like a book this short does not take me that long to read. It only maybe take me a couple days, you know? Maybe like, I don't know, like a couple days, maybe like a week or something like that. But like a book this short shouldn't take this long. And I just, a lot of people's gripes with this book is that it didn't feel like an adult book, because this is sold as Holly Black's adult debut, because thus far she's only ever written young adult. And a lot of people's like, this doesn't feel adult whatsoever. Like, just because our main character is in her early 20s, it hardly means it's adult. Like, it doesn't matter the age of your protagonist, it's the content. And and like the whole magic system, the whole shadow magic stuff was honestly kind of confusing to understand. It felt a little bit convoluted. And our main girl, she just felt like she was like, just because you wear all black and have tattoos, it doesn't make you a rebel. Do you know what I mean? Like, she was just like, yeah, I used to steal stuff, and like, I used to be a con artist, but I don't do that anymore. And I'm like, tell that to your duffel bag full of burner phones, miss thing. Like, come on now. Yeah, I wasn't enjoying it. I was bored. I wasn't enjoying it. So I was just like, do you know what? I'm DNFing this, and that's that. I feel really bad though, because this is a really pretty Fairy Loot edition that I got. But yeah, it's going, sadly, it's gonna go to a better home. And by better home, I mean the used bookstop. Anyway, the next book that I DNF'd is Marvelous Light by Freya Marks. Marske? I don't know. I tried twice physically, and then I tried listening to the audiobook for this book. I could not, for the life of me, get into this book. Nothing was sticking in my brain. I couldn't, like, it was the same with Book of Night. Reading this felt like I was pulling teeth and trudging through mud at the same time. Like, I had thought that I was gonna really enjoy this because it's historical fiction, it's about a secret society of magicians, and it's queer, you know? But like, queer book or not, if it's boring, or if nothing is sticking with me, or if I'm confused and lost and I don't know what's happening, I'm gonna DNF. And that was all the things that I felt while reading this Like, I just couldn't get into it. And the audiobook was honestly even worse than trying to read it physically, because I got 2 chapters in and the narrator was just so monotone. Like, I couldn't differentiate which character from the other, and it was just, I feel bad, but it is what it is. So those are the 2 DNFs that we got for this month. But these these are books that I did not DNF. I read a book on my Kindle, and it was Twin Crimes by Catherine Doyle and Catherine Weber, I believe is her last name. I know they're both called Catherine, and I know one of them is Catherine Doyle, and the other one is, nearly dropped on the books, Catherine Weber. And I believe the other author, Catherine Weber, also goes by Katie Zhang, because she wrote a middle grade series with her husband. So I recognized her. But anyway, Twin Crimes is a fantasy story about these 2 twin sisters who were separated at birth. One was raised out on this island by witches. She is a witch herself. She knows magic. And our other one was raised as the princess. Now, the one that was raised out on the island by the witches is called Wren, and she sneaks into the palace one evening and switches places with her sister, who's called Rose, by the way. And, you know, Rose has lived a cushy life. She's never been outside the palace wall. You know, and she's very, like, entitled and very, like, oh, I'm the princess, I'm the future of the kingdom, la-da-da-da. Whereas Ren is, you know, this very, like, hardened, very, like, I'm going to take back what's ours, because the witches used to rule the kingdom, but then they were overthrown by this man who is known as, like, the Great Protector in the kingdom. But Ren, you know, she's all like, I know the truth. Like, they killed my parents, they killed all the witches, and she's gone in to overthrow and basically take the kingdom back, basically. That is the gist. I really, really enjoyed this. If I'm being honest, it did feel kind of like your stereotypical young adult fantasy. There was a few little tropes in there. The characters felt kind of stereotypical. You know, Ren, the, like, hardened street urchin, you know, like, you know, I wear my hair short, you know, she doesn't wear feminine clothes, you know, she maybe doesn't have the best manners, you know, she's not like other girls, you know, whereas Ren is, like, your typical, like, girly girl, you know. And I felt a little bit like, oh, like, this is gonna be stereo heaven up in here. But it was actually a whole lot of fun. It was actually really, really fun, and I enjoyed myself. Gavin at How to Train Your Gavin talked about it on his channel a little bit, and he said he really liked it, and honestly, anything that he recommends, I'm gonna read. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a really, really fast read. I remember reading it really quickly. And yeah, in the end, I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I really, really enjoyed it. Now, another book that the next book that I fully completed and really loved is I almost said the Gilded Ones, The Merciless Ones, which is the sequel to the Gilded Ones by Nomina Forna. Now, I'm so happy that I finally read this, because this came out this year. It was one of my most anticipated releases. And basically, the Gilded Ones is set in this world where every year girls go through this purity ritual. And if their blood runs red during the ritual, then you're pure, you're good, you can be inducted into society. But our girl's blood runs gold. And if your blood runs gold, then her society deemed her a demon and cast her out of society. And then she ends up in this war zone with all these other girls who were kicked out of their villages for their blood being gold, to basically be this fighting force for the emperor that he basically puts on the front line to die. And it is very, very gruesome. It is very violent, and the author has put a trigger warning. She has a trigger warning at the beginning of the first one, but in this one, it says, The Merciless Ones include scenes of violence, including some graphic violence and description of sexual assault, which some readers may find distressing. So be very, very wary of that before you read the Gilded Ones, and especially this one. Because this one got intense. Like, this one is basically just these women just, like, fighting to live and fighting to survive. And, like, it is obviously, it's not just the women. Like, there is men that are being targeted as well. Like, a lot of the men in this world, like, if they don't fit the mold of what society deems a man should be, then they're kicked out as well. So it's basically just like this society like trying to control everyone, and this small group of people just like trying to fight back and trying to like, you know, trying to fight back and trying to survive, just trying to live, and they keep getting killed and targeted for just being who they are. And yeah, I would highly recommend this, but be wary of trigger warnings before you get into it. So, is that gonna go there? There it is, yeah. So, oh here, I'll talk about this one. Daughter of the Deep by Rick Riordan. I chose this instead for our book club pick for this month because I was gonna read it this month anyway, and I was like, well, it's Rick Riordan. I love Rick Riordan. I may as well do a review for it. And I will leave that linked down below if you want to go and watch it. Yeah, I loved it. If you want to get my full thoughts on it, go watch my review. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I love Rick Riordan's writing. I don't know if this is going to be a standalone or if he's going to write a sequel, but either way, it was a great time. And yeah, go watch my review if you want to know my full thoughts. And Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. I finally finished this. I'm so happy I finished this. Like, sequel to Six of Crows, one of my favorite duologies of all time. And I'm finally gonna read King of Scars in September. I'm so excited. Like, this was the last book that I had to read before I could get to King of Scars, and I'm so happy. Love this duology. Like, if you don't read any other Grisha book apart from Six of Crows and this, then I will definitely die happy. Like, I love this duology. I'm gonna take a drink. I forgot to hydrate. If you haven't hydrated yet, please do so. Ah, okay, I forgot to hydrate. Can't believe I nearly forgot. I come at you guys for forgetting as well. Anyway, so very last book. Yes, this is the last one. Heatwave by TJ Klune. This is the last book in his Extraordinary series, which is a young adult series set in this world called Nova City, where there are these people called the Extraordinaries. And basically, Extraordinaries are people that are sort of like blessed with like superhero like abilities, and we follow our main character Nick Bell, who is like a major fanboy for the Extraordinaries. He loves them, he's obsessed, he writes fan fiction about them, he has a major crush on one of them, and yeah, I loved it. I love this trilogy so much. Like, this is everything that I love about TJ Klune. Like, it's funny, it's witty and sassy, and also heartwarming and wholesome, and like the relationship that Nick has with his dad and with his friends, because his dad is a single parent because his mother passed away when he was quite young, and just him and his dad's relationship is just, it's everything. Like, his dad is amazing, his friends are amazing, and if you haven't read the Extraordinary trilogy yet, I highly recommend you do so, because I had such a fun time, and I gave this 4 stars. I think book 2 might be my favorite in that trilogy, but yeah, those are all the books I wanted to talk to you about today. Let me just get them all. Let me just get them all. Oh, she's getting old. She can't lift books anymore. Anyway, these are the 2 that we DNF'd. Sorry about it. But yeah, hold on, I can do this. But these are all the ones that we liked. Miss Rule, I'm still currently reading, but the ones all underneath are the ones that I completed and finished. Yeah, that's it for this wrap up. I hope you enjoyed. How many books did you read in the month of August? Did you read any new, did you discover any new favorites? Did you DNF anything? Did you enjoy Book of Night? Did you read Book of Night? Did you enjoy it? Let me know. Yes, and my Twitter and Instagram down below as always. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, do all the things. And yeah, I'm out of breath. And I will see you guys in my next video, which will be next Tuesday, because I'm working over the weekend. So I'll see you next Tuesday. All right, bye.